Hi, kindergartners. It is the Math Queen here. I have a little bit of a scratchy throat, but I'm feeling fine. Just my voice is acting kind of funny today. So if I sound a little bit different, it's just because I have just a little bit of something going on in my voice box. Boy, I sure do miss all of you, and I think of all of you every single day. You were by far my favorite time of the day was to come into your classroom and work with groups for you. And so I hope that you're able to watch the videos on YouTube and that you're able to do some of the activities with Mrs. Foster. So as always, we're going to go ahead and get ready for our math lesson. So we're going to point to our heads and say, we think, and then we're going to frame our face and say, we act, and then we're going to make a talking sign and say, we talk like a mathematician. And what a mathematician is, let's say I forgot to do this last couple times, is a mathematician is a person who studies numbers and shapes. With Mrs. Foster, we always just do some sort of number study. And the first thing that we always do is we warm up our brain with counting. Remember that kindergarten goal is being able to count to 100, not just from one, but from any given number. So today we're going to start at 62 and we're going to count on up to 82. Now let's review the decades that come after 60 and that come after 70. So you're counting and you get all the way to 69. What number always comes after 69? 70. And then you count all the way up to 79. And what number always comes after 79? 80. So remember, I showed you that little disappearing number game. If you're having problems when you're crossing over those decades, you could play that game to help you remember that. So 62 to 82, here we go. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. And thank goodness Mrs. Foster remembered to bring her math cart home, because I'm going to quickly grab a cough drop so that my voice isn't quite so dry. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. I have a cough drop. All right, now this time we're going to practice counting backwards. And when you're counting backwards, you're just subtracting one every single time from a number. And in kindergarten, the goal is to be able to go from 20 to 1, starting at any number. So today we're going to start at 18, and we're going to count down to 8. So lock 18 in. Get ready to join me. Give a couple sucks on this cough drop. And here we go. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Whoo! Give yourselves just a woo-hoo. You did it. Now, another huge goal in kindergarten is to know the two numbers that go together that make the number 5. And so we're going to do a warm-up with these really cool dice that I happened to buy right before the close down. And so I don't even think I've gotten to use these with you guys. These are multi-representational dice. So some of these dice have numbers on them, some have tally marks, some have 10 frames. So I'm going to roll it out, and then we're going to look at the dice, say what we see on it, and then how many more we would need to get to 10. So I'm going to roll it down on my whiteboard here. Here we go. Okay. All right, let's look at this first one. How many squares do you see? How many more to make 5? All right, let's say the equation. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And I'll just go ahead and drop it in my bucket. Oh, what number is that? How many more to make 5? All right, let's say that equation. 1 plus 4 equals 5. Oh, this time I have, these are tally marks. How many tally marks do you see? How many more to make 5? All right, let's say that equation together. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Oh, I've got a 10 frame. How many dots do you see? How many more to make 5? That's a really easy peasy lemon squeezy one for you guys. Let's say the equation. 0 plus 5 equals 5. Oh, this time I have a 10 frame, but it has some dots on it. How many dots do you see? And how many more to make 5? It's pretty easy when you see it right there. Let's say the equation. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Oh, I've got some squares here. How many squares do you see? So how many more to make 5? You're right, that is another easy peasy lemon squeezy one. Let's say the equation. 5 plus 0 equals 5. Oh, I've got some tally marks. How many tally marks do you see? How many more to make 5? Let's say the equation. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Now on tally marks, they're kind of cool. In tally marks, every time there's a 5, they do 4 lines, and then the 5th line, I like to call it the karate chop line, that tells you that there's 5 there. We have one more dice to look at. What number do you see? How many more to make 5? Let's say that equation together. 2 plus 3 equals 5. All right, I feel like my brain is nice and warmed up. I hope yours is warmed up too. Now today, we're going to play the Great Race game. We haven't played this game for a while, and instead of using my game board, I'm going to show you how you could make one at home just using a piece of paper, or if you have a whiteboard or chalkboard, something like that. And so again, with the Great Race to 5, our goal is to know those two numbers that go together that make the number 5. Okay, so I'm gonna get out my whiteboard. I'm gonna get out my dry erase marker, and I'm just gonna write the number. Let's see if I can put this up here. I'm gonna write 0 up here. Then I'm gonna write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the middle, I'm going to draw a smiley face right there. There's my smiley face. And on our game board, it's usually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces you have to go in order to get to the smiley face. I'm just going to do 3 spaces today, but you could obviously make this where it's 6. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And then like I said, I brought my math card home with me. And so I happen to have the game pieces. So if I need 0 to make a 5, I'll move my yellow game piece. If I need 1 to make 5, I'm going to use my purple game piece. If I need 2 to make a 5, I'm going to use my blue game piece. If I need 3 to make a 5, I'm going to move my red game piece. If I need 4 to make a 5, I'm going to use my orange game piece. And finally, if I need 5 to make a 5, I'm going to use my green game piece. You could use a piece of cereal for each number. You could use a penny for each number. You don't have to have game pieces. I happen to have a dice that has the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on them. If you have a regular dice at home that has the dots, if you roll a 6, you could pretend that was a 0. You could also make up 3 or 4 sets of cards that had 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on them, and then shuffle them together. You just kind of have to use your imagination with this. So here we go. We're going to see which one of these numbers gets to the smiley face first. Here we go. Oh, I rolled a 4. What goes with 4 to make 5? It is a 1. So I get to hop over my 1 to the first dot right here. Okay, I'm going to roll the dice again. This time, what number did I roll? And what goes with 2 to make 5? 3. And so I get to move my 3. I'm going to jump over my 3 and go to my first spot. Okay, I'm going to roll the dice again. Oh, what did I get again? 2. What goes with 2 to make 5? And remember, if you're not sure, you happen to have 5 fingers. You could put up a 2 and you could see how many fingers are down. And I see that 3 fingers are down. So 2 needs 3 to make 5. So 3 gets to move again to another spot. Okay, here comes my next one. What number is this? What does 5 need to make 5? Oh, you're right, it needs a 0. So finally 0 gets to come into the game. It's going to go to its first spot. Roll, roll, roll again. Oh my goodness. What number is this? It is 0. And what does 0 need to make 5? It needs 5. So 5 gets to come and join our party. Here we go. Rolling, rolling, rolling. What number did Mrs. Foster get again? 0. What does 0 need to make 5? You're right, it needs 5. Oh, 5 is caught up to 3 now. Oh my goodness. Look what I rolled again. 0. And what does 0 need to make 5? 5. Oops, as I take this off of the game board. So I'm moving 5 again. Oh, it might be the first one to get to the smiley face. Oh, what number is this? It is 3. And what does 3 need to make 5? I see 2 fingers down. 3 and 2 make 5. 2 finally gets to join our game. We're just going to do a couple more of these to see if one of these gets to the circle. When you play this game at home, you can play it until all of the game pieces get into the smiley face, or the first one gets in there and then start over again. Oh, what number is this? 4. And what does 4 need to make 5? Yeah, it needs 1. 4, I have 1 finger down, I pop it out, and then there's 5. Okay, I'm going to roll 2 more times. Oh, what number is this? 3. And what does 3 need to make 5? 2. Okay, the only friend that doesn't gotten to come to the game is 4. What number would I need to roll in order to move 4? It would be 1. Okay. Oh, I got a 0 again. And what does 0 need to make 5? It does need 5. So 5 got into the smiley face. And so I hope my 0 is right there. And so that would be our first place. So I encourage you to make your own Great Race to 5 board. And like I said, just use the best supplies that you have. So that's all for us today. So Mrs. Foster's going to move this off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and just put my hand on the game board. I hope I have all kindergartners' hands on top of mine. I'm going to put my hand on top of all of yours, and we're going to do our kindergarten cheer. 1, 2, 3. Math is cool and tigers rule. Break foot. See you again next week.